Alrighty, traders. Alrighty, I think we're live. I think it's all working right now. Just wanted to come on. And the idea for you guys are watching live or you guys that are watching the replay, the idea is I'm coming on to do a live right now because I want to share with you what I believe is going to be the greatest trades coming for 2026. What am I focusing on myself? And I'm going to be looking at all the markets here. Um, and I'm going to be showing you all the different positions that I'm placing and what I'm doing myself so I can benefit from what I see happening when it comes to gold, silver, the stock market, rates, the TMF, Bitcoin as well too. Hey guys, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thought I'd come on and do a bit of a live for you guys today. I literally just got back from a massive training session. For you guys that don't know, I'm actually doing high rocks, and so I'm training for my next high rocks event. I'm doing the solo high rocks event coming up soon, in a couple of months. Actually, in 3 months. So I literally just got back from doing that, and I thought I'd just come on and instead of doing a YouTube video for you guys, I thought I'd come on and say hey and do a bit of a live stream and chat with you guys and just share with you some thoughts that I'm doing right now and what I'm doing with my money. I've had another phenomenal year this year, and it's been a really, really, really good year this year for me, for my trading wise, investment wise, has been really amazing. Because I've been investing in gold and silver now for 5 years. So this last couple of years of the gold, silver, and even the mining sector. Let me see if I can just share my screen with you. Yeah, those sort of moves I'm really benefiting from as well too, from an investment point of view, and also trading point of view as well too. Has been phenomenal year. Another really good year this year. And the really good thing is that I have a coaching program called the 1% Group. It's actually closed right now, so you can't get access to it. It's only about 20 people involved with it, meaning I take on a small group of about 20 people every single year. And it's just so phenomenal to be able to see me as not just a trader. I've done really well as a trader this year, but as a coach as well too, to just see the phenomenal results that all my coaching clients in my 1% club, I call it 1% club. I'm just so proud of you. So for you guys that are part of the 1% club and we watching the replay or whatever, I wanted to say that I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are really, really rocking it, and I'm just really proud of everyone there. So that's what I wanted to sort of cover with you guys today. Again, this is just my sort of what I'm doing here right now, and what I'm seeing with these markets and understanding these markets. And along the way, I'm going to be teaching you some things that I think is going to really help you when it comes to your trading as well too, from there. So Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. So let me actually bring up the charts now, guys. And I want to walk you through some things that, again, I'm going to walk you across everything that I'm seeing here. And we can then go from there. So one of the interesting thing is, guys, I want you to understand too, a few months ago, or more than a few months ago, I put a video out saying that I sold everything when it comes to the gold, silver, and the mining sector. I'm getting some people not really sure about what I meant by that. I was utilizing things called options, right? So options have an expiration date. If I hold my options to today, I get a big fat zero. But because I sold it for, I made over 6 figures on those trades. So the purpose of me saying that is that's the reason why I sold my options. When I said I sold things, I've got an investment portfolio. I'm still long the metals and miners. That's going to be for the next 5+ years. It's not what's happening now. But back a few months ago, when I said I sold everything, I sold my trading positions because one, I was over a 6-figure profit just on those trades. And secondly, I had like a few weeks left before I got to turn the expiration, go to this big fat zero. So It was just, and I hope you. I'm just putting that out there to you guys to see. One, I was at a really nice profit as well. Secondly, they're going to expire, and that's the thing about utilizing options from there. So just want to make sure you understand where I was. I think some people are confused about my positioning with the metals and miners. I'm still long the metals and miners from an investment point of view, but I will be for the next 5+ years. But from a trading point of view, where I'm actually trading the markets, and what I do is I have an investment portfolio that's more like buy and hold, and then I have a trading portfolio where I'm trading the markets and I'm pulling money out. This year, I've actually had 3 really big withdrawals from my trading account to pay taxes and live off and so on and so forth. So, I hope that makes sense for some of you guys that are just not sure about like where's his positioning and what's he doing right now. I just hope that makes sense when it comes to all of that as well too. So, I'll get to Connor, my man. John, when do you think TMF will start moving north? I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that today. Okay. Obviously, I'm gonna cover that today, as well too. So, Headman, Merry Christmas. Connor, Merry Christmas, my man. Hey, mate. Feeling right. Where are you from? I've done well on my miners. Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, metals and miners are definitely the. Let me actually. I'll bring on my charts now. Why don't I? I'll bring on my charts. Oh, US. Oh, you just called me mate. I'm just like, are you from the UK? Are you Australian? that's like, where are you from? Tanzania, fantastic. The interesting thing is, feeling right. My 1% club is probably 80% Americans, which is quite awesome. So, Americans, you Americans, I love coaching you Americans because you have this openness and this idea of, you know, yeah, it's just you definitely support the entrepreneurial spirit. Where a lot of places, like I'm guessing, like even in Australia, they have this tall poppy syndrome. You know what I mean? Like there's always this thing when it comes to the tall poppy syndrome when it comes to people in Australia. So, for me personally, I really love coaching. I really love coaching Americans. 80% of my coaching clients are Americans, and they're just phenomenal. Now I do have some people in Australia and stuff like that as well too. But yeah, I love coaching them. TT3, hey my man. Hey TT3, I always see you comment on my videos, mate. I just want to say I appreciate you commenting on my videos. Any Canadians? You're talking about my coaching program, I guess. Yes, I do I've one Canadian. Simon, my man, if you're watching the replay, that's you. So yeah, I have one Canadian. So yeah, it's TT3, man. I just wanted to say, man, I appreciate you, man. I always see you commenting on my YouTube videos, and a lot of the times it's always positive. It's never negative and trying to drag me down and stuff like that. So I do take notice of what I say that. So man, I just want to say I appreciate you for that. I've been watching a long time. I've never commented, but I wanted to say thank you. Oh, so you've been watching my videos for a long time? Is that what you're saying, Connor? Fantastic. Yes. Oh, fantastic. Well, my only hope, keep those negative people out of here. Yes, yes. Bullish. SPY going up tomorrow or what? Well, bullish. If you've been watching my YouTube videos now for the last month, you know what my idea and my thinking is behind it, right? Like, and you know it's been 100% right this last month. So I think we're just getting started when it comes to SPY. Now, when I say that bullish, that's not every day, right? Like when I say we're going to get a really strong move out of the markets, We've got to think in terms of time and projections, meaning it might go up for a couple of days and then a little pullback tomorrow. So actually, let me actually bring on, keep those things. Told my buddies about you, appreciate the openness on the trading. Fantastic. I appreciate you, Connor. I appreciate you, mate. Let's actually go to, again, guys, for you guys that are just joining the session right now, or you're watching the recording, I just thought I'd come on and do a live for you guys. I normally do just the screen capture, but I thought I'd do a live for you guys. It's a day after Christmas here anyway. I know it's Christmas for you guys. But yeah, I've just come back from a massive training session myself, and I thought I'd just come on and say hey to you guys and have a bit of a chat and show you some things. I feel the pullback is coming tomorrow, maybe. Even if it does, the most important thing, bullish, is the trend analysis, right? Because you can have a strong trend and then we have these short-term little pullbacks and then a continuation. You know what I'm saying? So that's the most important part. In a big bull market, you're going to get these pullbacks for a little bit and then it continues. Pullback a little bit. So, you know what I'm trying to say? We just need to understand that's what the projection of a big move really is. You know, you have a good move for a while and then it pulls back a little bit. And then, so that's what a big trend really is. Me too, been watching for a while. Oh, thank you, Bullish. I appreciate that, man. Well, as you guys know, right, for the last month, I've been really strong, steadfast about the stock market. And the interesting thing is that I've had to withstand a lot of people saying I'm wrong. But now the interesting thing is I'm getting a lot of people now who were saying I was wrong and the market's going to crash and all that sort of stuff, because it hasn't, and we're at all-time new highs on the stock market. They're starting to, it's interesting, you know, like now the market's at all-time new highs. Now they're starting to switch back to like, oh, well, maybe the market's not going to go down, and they switch to bullishness and stuff like that. I'm already making some good money on this. Can we see a 2 to 3% pullback in the next few trading sessions? Maybe, Maxi. But I'll bring on the charts. Let me just show you the charts here. I'll bring on my trading view here. Let me bring on my trading here. The most important things, guys, is when we're looking at the actual, I've got silver here right now. I'll talk about silver in just a minute, guys. But one of the really big things, guys, is we must understand that when things make big moves in markets, we need to understand what that really means. And a big move is like what we're seeing right now in silver is a parabolic move. Okay. Now, FYI, when it comes to the silver market, guys, like I've always had, I don't know who it was, but yeah, I've always had a 75 target on here. And it looks like it's trying to get there now, almost like right now. But, or I shouldn't say always, down the bottom here, down here is when I started saying, I believe we're going to get the $75. One thing you don't want to condition your mind in the every ordinary day trading is thinking that this is the norm on a big bull market, because it's not. And unfortunately, we get these mindset swings about what we think something is going to be. So when I say stock market to the moon, what you mean by that is it's going to go up for a little bit and then maybe pull back for a week, and then go up for a couple of weeks and then maybe pull back for a little bit. And then like that's to the moon, right? What we're seeing right now, and utilizing silver as an example, what we're seeing right now with silver is it's not the norm of a very big, strong bull market, right? This is parabolic moves. And we know what happens when parabolic moves end. We don't know when they're going to end, but we just know wherever it's now, or whether we just continue up and we end up going up to 100, we do know what's going to come, right? So if you are long silver, you do know what's going to come real soon. Now, when I say real soon, over the next 3-6 months, meaning if wherever we peak out, I don't know where it's going to peak out, expect it to, silver just doesn't stop. it reverses fast and hard against you. So now back to what I was saying before with the actual stock market. Remember, one of the big things I think one of the big things I'm noticing with traders is they get so tied into the short term movement and not the big picture. And how I've been very fortunate in my trading now, and I bring this up to here, is let me bring this up to here. If you look at the markets, unfortunately, a lot of traders, one of the worst things, or one of the bad things that I see a lot of traders do, is they're focusing so much on a short-term movement and not the overall what I call trend analysis. Because what a lot of traders do, and what they've done here, is if the market goes up for a little bit, right, but then it actually has a bit of a pullback through here, and let's just say this is actually a pullback, and let's just say this is 2 months with a pullback through here. Well, they automatically think they're focusing on the short-term leg and not the trend of the market. And then so therefore they start to get weary about, oh, well, this is likely to be topping out now. And that's always the wrong thing, because, and then something, what happens, boom, you get another move up, and then you go from there. So the purpose of saying that, and Max, the purpose of me saying that is that even if we do get a couple of down days, here, this is obviously the actual where we are right now, right in the overall markets from here. You can see we're breaking out all-time new highs. Just a perfect. As you guys, if you've been watching my YouTube videos, you would know I actually bought call options down the bottom here. And I'm still long right now. I see this thing just continuing up. So the purpose of me saying that is that even if we do get a 2 to 3% pullback, that's basically through there. Now, I doubt that's going to happen. The only reason why, now it can happen, but even if it does, we're still in a strong trending environment from here. And this is where a lot of traders get it all mixed up, because if you go back to like even from, if I bring you back to these levels from here, right? So this is obviously the weekly chart on S&P 500. Right, let me bring it up here. And so if I bring you this up to here, one of the things is that, now this is a weekly chart. This is why it's so important to understand what's going on here. When we go up, when we get these pullbacks through here for a couple months, and then we get a continuation, pullback, continuation, pullback, continuation, pullback, continuation, pullback, and then it pauses through here, and then we start to get a reversal. Same through here, right? Up, down, high, low, up, down, high, low, up, down, 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 high, low, high, low, high, low. And then we start to get a bit of a pausing through here. So as you can see here, what we don't want to be focusing on is we don't want to be focusing on the short-term movement, right? And sometimes it is a couple of months when you get this type of movement through here, but then we get a continuation move. And so that's the number one thing we should be focusing on when it comes to the stock market. And we're breaking out now, and based on what I see here and what I see happening now is, if this, I want to show you something here, okay? If this was going to be a top in the markets, in the stock market here, what I have found, and I know this sounds really simple, and I don't want you to try to be smart around this level here, okay? I want you to see this here. This is a big weekly chart here. And typically what happens in a very big bullish environment or bullish move, what typically happens is we end up getting what? Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows all the way through there, right? We end up getting that through there. So this is that's what, and as you can see, right, that's what we get all through here. And that's what we get all through here. And we're getting it again right now, right? And as you can see, if we have the market making these higher lows and the moving average is strong trending to the upside, most of the time it's going to push it. As you can see here, right? We come back down to it and we push it. come back down to it, push it. Come back down to it, push it up, come back down to it, pushes it back up, come back down. So the moving average is like a magnet, like a momentum indicator. If the market's pulling back to it, but the moving average is coming up, moving average most of the time is going to push it back to the upside. And then you might get your 20% of the time when it starts to falter through here. But what is the key to say that it's actually starting to falter and we're getting potentially the top in the markets? And that comes back down to the trend analysis. The market will give us a clue when we should be worried about the market topping out here. So, and that is in a strong trending weekly chart. This is the weekly chart here. You get these high lows all the way through here. Same here, low, 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 low. But if this is that last low through there, if the market then comes back down and breaks this low here to create a lower low, that's the sign for us to start to be nervous about the top in the place. This is the big thing that most people are not seeing right now. The market gives us clues about whether we should be worried or not. And people calling tops right now, there's actually nothing, there's no sign there to be worried about. And let me show you what I mean here. So if I take everything off the screen here and you go through these last couple of bullish environments, look what we have here, okay? I want to share this with you here because I think it's something really important to help us understand. And what I'm all about, guys, I'm all about just teaching you things that's going to help you understand the markets so you can make good trading decisions so you can do really well. And if the market is going to start to top out and we're going to start to get some sort of correction, we will start to what? Low, higher, low, higher, low. We will break the low. This break, especially on the weekly chart. The weekly chart is king. Look what happens back here. Low, it ran up, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, came down, came back up. Look what happened right there. Right here was what? That's when it broke the low. All the time we came down, higher low. All the time we came back up. Then we created a little higher low, then we broke it. It was right here. Now we have something in the market to tell us we should be worried about the top and the crash coming. This is what most people have completely missed right now. And they're calling tops in the markets, and there's nothing here to say there's a top in the market or even be concerned about the top in the market. Now, we can never say this is the top in the market here. Right? Right? You can never know that this is the top in the markets, but for us to be concerned about the warning signs to say there could be a bit of more of a drop coming is the breaking of the low. Lows, as long as we come back down, as long as the pullback comes back down, higher low, come back, higher low. But when we broke it, look what happened. Then we started to get what? Then we started to get the downward motion from here. Look at it back through here, right? And this is where the market really starts to talk to us quite a lot. Look at this here, up, down, higher, low. Right? Look at this here. Back down, up, down. It didn't make a higher low, but it made the same low. Came up, came all the way down, made a higher low. Up, down, higher, low, same, up, down. Moving average is trending up. Come back up. We came down, we bounced off the moving average, but then guess what happened? Then we broke it right there. Look at it. That was the point right there that we have something on the chart to tell us we're worried about and then look at this here. Every time the first time we broke the low, then we had a 1 year worth of a bear market here. When we broke the low, oh, thank you, John. I appreciate that, man. When we broke the low, that's when we get the drop. So if we have two different things here, firstly, if the market is continuing to make these higher lows and we're not getting a breaking of the low, the big boys who push this market around, this is what most people who've been calling tops right now have been completely wrong and why I've been right this entire month about what's happening right now. And it's actually not that complicated. It's two simple things. Firstly, we're making a higher low. That means the big boys are still pushing this up. And secondly, we have the moving average still trending up. And when you do get the moving, and when you do get the market doing this, right, and the moving average is trending up, there's a massive probability that this is just a short-term little correction before we continue back to the upside. And you can see what's happened, and you can see what's happened right now. So if I go back and let me just take everything off the screen now, and we go to what's happening right now in the markets, you'll be able to see what I'm looking at now. Look what's happened just recently. Massive move up. We came down, higher low, and we pushed back to the upside. So, two simple things for you guys. Unless the market pauses here and we break this low, the market is still in a strong trending environment, and it's not giving us what? That was the low broken there. When it broke the low, then we had troubles. That was the low there. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, all the way up. When we broke the lows right here, that's when we had something to qualify to say we should be worried about now potentially a bit of a drop in the markets. And whether it's a bear market, which is this one here, which was down, up, lower highs, or whether it's more like a bit of a tariff situation where it's a hard crash. Either or, the market will start to give us warning signs. And this is the thing that I've been using to tell me, no, we are not going down right now. And all these people out there that are calling tops have no idea what they're talking about. Remember, guys, I'm a trader first and foremost. And then I have a small coaching group called the 1% Club. It's closed right now, so you can't get access to it. Oh, by the way, guys, if you go to johnsfreegift.com, I'm giving away a free book. And so I'll just show you this here. The reason I'm sharing this here, because this is actually book. I put this book together. So if you really want to learn some things, this is back on my 20 years of experience. Get johnsfreegift.com if you want the shortcut URL. And this is based on Jesse Livermore and all that sort of stuff. You can see everything through here as well too. So anyway, just go get that, guys, if you're interested. But as you can see, what has made me be right? What has made me be right this last month when the overall majority of people have been wrong? I'm teaching you two simple things you can continue using your markets. And this is the thing that said to me, no, we're not going down yet. There's not even a warning sign of it actually stopping right now. Right? And what most traders will do then is what? What do? They try to be smart. I'm using two simple things and I'm making a lot of money from right now, which is the market's going up and the moving average is trending up. And as you can see, as you can see that when the moving average is trending up through here, when it's trending up through here, and when it's trending up through here, most of the time, any of these little short-term little drops is just a short-term little correction before we continuation. So it's not that I'm smart or I got it right, all that sort of stuff. I'm just utilizing what's the most important thing to me right now. And there's not even a warning sign to say that we're going to go down. And so therefore, that's what's made me so confident in coming out to you guys who have watched my videos and saying, guys, no, we're not going down from here. Now, it can turn into that, but we can't trade based off what maybe if could happen in the future. Once we do, and by the way, FYI, when do you think this is going to end? The same thing will happen. What is the same thing? It'll make higher lows, but there'll be a point there where we actually break, and we actually then break to a lower low. It'll break to a lower low. This is the point here. And right here, we have a thing on the chart to tell us this is what's happening. The unfortunate thing, and again, I don't know what the whole Ron Walker thing is. I've just been seeing his name pop up my YouTube channel a lot. I don't even know who Ron Walker is. I haven't even looked him up on YouTube. But apparently he's been bearish if I'm bearish. I'm teaching you right now the two simple things that I've used to say, no, we're not going down, not just yet. There's not even a warning sign. We're probably going to go back up. And I've been right. And so as you can see, two simple things. We're making higher lows and there's a strong moving average. We're probably going to continue right now. From a trading purposes, that's all we want to see. But if you want to, if you go down the rabbit hole of all this other stuff out there, Trump, data, inflation, so on and so forth, you're going to make it more complicated for yourself and you're going to lose a lot of money because you're trying to now factor in what's going to come next over the next 3 to 6 months or at least for the next couple of months. And you're trying to think a data point of the economy is going to factor that in, and that's just not the case. So that's where, guys, and by the way, it will happen again. And when we start to get what? When we start to get the breaking of the lows on the weekly chart once again in the next 3 to 6 months, that's when you say, right, now we actually have something on the chart to tell us we should be concerned about downside to come. We don't know how. Is it going to be a bear market? Because remember, most of the time a bear market is lower highs and lower lows, right? We're probably not going to get something like this here. We're probably going to get something more like this here. So I'm just, and these are the simple things, guys, you can apply to your trading right now today. And I use them in my trading all the time to help me be more right than wrong. Secondly, and what I've used, and I've just used two simple things. And a lot of people out there, as you can see, I'm not using any indicators, just apart from the moving average. But I'm not using economic data. I'm not overcomplicating it. I'm not trying to be smart by saying the inflation data and this is going to, like, I don't know. And that's what's allowed me to do really well as a trader, is I've simplified the process here. Really, really, really simplified the process. And all this other stuff out there, stochastics, MACDs, RSIs, or like all this stuff, like, I don't know. I don't know. By the way, anyone that trades the market and does that, I guarantee you they're not doing really well because there's no systematical process. What I'm teaching you right now, I use in my trading every single day, not just in the stock market, but in every market. If there's a big, strong weekly trend and there's a strong moving average on an individual stock, guess what that means? That means it's probably there could be a good buying opportunity. And then then obviously I have like a checklist of rules and things that I apply that I'm looking for more like the L-shaped trading pattern and stuff like that, right? John is spot on. The only concern is whether the yen carry trade comes back. Peter, as you can see, right? Who cares about that? I'm teaching you something right now, Peter, right? And as you can see here, Peter, I'm teaching you in the last 5 years, when have been the major tops before we've gone in through a bit of a correction. I'm teaching you what to look for in the charts. Anything else doesn't matter. If the market starts doing what I've talked about here today, that's when you be concerned. But apart from then, you're just making something up that may or may not happen. And there's no sense worrying about that. Because the fact of the matter is that the yen carry trade, if it does come back, that might be bullish for the stock market. That might be bearish. Like, we don't know. We can come up with a reason or a theory or an opinion that's going to affect the market. But I'm all about teaching you things that you can use every single day for the rest of your life to have a probability of being successful in the markets. We can't do that on the back of economic data and Trump and the yen carry trade and all this sort of stuff, right? It's just we can't be long-term successful. I want you guys long-term successful, and I need to be able to help you guys. How do I have something that I can keep using every single day, whether it's an individual stock or it's silver, gold, or any of these things? How do I use that every single day in my own personal trading? That's what's allowed me to do really well as a trader. And FYI, that's what's allowed me to call this bullish move and a break to the upside. I'm telling you right now, I'm showing you right now the two simple things that I've used to help me call this big rally in the markets. And I believe we're just getting started. Where most traders who have called the top and they're saying the market's going to go down, I guarantee you they're looking at all these really funky indicators and economic data and all that sort of stuff, and they're being completely wrong. Because remember, the economic data, all that sort of stuff, is not the thing that really matters. When we read the chart, what I'm telling you here right now, we're reading what the big boys are thinking and feeling. And when we do that, we get a much better understanding of what they're doing right now. So just give me a sec, guys. Just give me a sec. All right. I'm back, guys. I'm back. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. So there you go, guys. When it comes to the stock market, I'm trying to teach you now. You can actually use this now on your trading for the rest of your life. But also, now you know what to look for if there's going to be at least the warning of a drop coming. And I know this sounds really simple. It has nothing to do with what you think. The economic data, the inflation, the interest rates, yes, they have some sort of impact, but I can't utilize that for the rest of my life. And plus, the market will start to give us warning signals. Once again, guys, unless the market will eventually, we're breaking out now, and we're probably going to make our way up towards this 8,500 level. But guess what? When is the top going to be in? Not all this other crap out there. It's going to be this. We're going to rally. Let's do this here. So let me take you off the screen. I'll take you off the screen here for a minute, and we'll keep in the moving average from there, okay? Here's the thing. When will the top be in right now? It's when will the top be in? When should we be worried about this thing? I just taught you this here, right? So as this market continues, and I'll take you off the screen because we don't need you anymore, right? Let's do this down here, right? I have an 8,500 target, but it might get higher than that. Let's do this here. So moving average does something like that, okay? And then the market, let's actually change that to green, right? And then the market will go up like that. Let's change it to blue. And then it'll come back through there, bounce up, come back, something like that, come back up, bounce. Uh-oh. That's when we start to be concerned about the drop coming. Why? Because we had a low and a higher low and a higher low and a higher low. This is the first time it broke. It's the same thing it did back here, and then we have the drop. But until we get that, there's not even a concern of a drop to come. Right? And no, the market's not just going to go straight off here and go straight off a cliff like that. Now, maybe one of the shit coins out there, if you're trading cryptocurrency, which I don't recommend, but anyway. Right? And so now traders, as I said before, as a trader, We need to rely on the things that's going to help us that we can use every day. Now, next year, 5 years from now. And if you're trading the market of an idea, oh, inflation, like that's not successful trading. I can't have a good trading long-term strategy based off an idea. While if the inflation comes back in, then goes like it's never going to be that through there. So now you know what I've used to be right in the stock market right now, where everyone is trying to be smart and overcomplicating it, meaning they're trying to use all these indicators. And I'm seeing the MACDs on the monthly charts and the candlestick reversal thingamajiggies going on, and Ron Walker and all these other people out there calling it, and they're looking at the economic data. And me, I keep it simple. The market's still going up. We're still making a higher low right now, and the moving average is still trending up. There's not even a warning sign. Like, what are you guys talking about? And then boom, we go back up, and I'm actually making money right now. Because as I told you guys, and I've said this on some of my email market updates, when I started calling for another bounce to come in the markets, which was down here, I started buying call options. My 1% clubs know this, right? And my in the money call options right now are up about 30, 40% or something like that. While everyone's trying to call a top, and there's actually nothing here to say there's a top in place. So now you know what I'm saying, and I'm giving you the simple things, guys, that make massive differences in your tradings. I promise you this, right? What I'm teaching you right now is fact, and I'm teaching you from every single time we've had these bear phases in the market. I'm teaching you what to look for on the chart to tell us now we should be worried of that happening. But until we get that, there should not be any concern about the market going down. And why most traders have got it wrong. And I know this sounds pretty crazy, guys, but I'm teaching you two simple things that help me call this move to the upside. And then sometimes I get in my YouTube comments a whole bunch of the inflation data and the jobs and the economic and the recession. And there's a big data thing of why the market's going to go down, and it doesn't. Remember, guys, I want to remember when we're reading the markets like this, we're reading what the big boys are thinking and feeling, because they're the people who push this market around, not us. When we read that, that's when we start to see what's happening. And now we're breaking to the upside. And so get ready for a nice move to the upside. And now we're breaking back up there. So when the market is going up, when is the best time to add to a position? I don't add to a position myself. I just get in. So like, for example, my call options, when I started saying, get ready for another move to the upside, which was right here, when I started doing videos, for me anyway, I just go all in. I don't add small. I'm just like, I'm in. And so therefore I put on a big position on the SPY using options anyway. So, and that's where like already now people, when the market's already up here, now people trying to look to buy. I'm hearing some people saying like they're looking to buy call options now. Or like now they're looking to get into it. I'm like, it's the wrong timing to be getting involved with it. You want to wait for a bit of a pullback first, and then you get involved with it. So, that's for me anyway. You guys can do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you where I'm at right now, and what's happening here. So now you know, guys. That's the secret sauce. Why John Howe got it right, and most people didn't, because most people have no idea what they're. Maybe some people do. Josh. Who's Josh? Thank you for making it simple. How about the VIX? It's at 52-week lows. Can it go lower from here? Sure, it can. Thanks for making it simple. Also notice it bounces off the moving average 3 to 4 times when it breaks. Yep. So, question for you, dating sphere. If that's the case, and you are right what you say there, what number bounce is this here then? After this, we had this reset period, move up, reset period, move up. What number bounce is this? And you are right, by the way. I didn't want to get into that type of details, but you're exactly right. Normally 3 to 4 bounces, and then we go through a bit of a. Hey, dating, can you see the reason why I've been right, so to speak? And it's not about me being right, but I'm utilizing these things to say there's nothing here to be worried about. That's why I've been so confident doing all my videos last month. So, and yes, you are right. I always teach my 1% club, Dating Sphere, that you are right. Generally 3 to 4 stair steps in a major big bull phase, and then we end up going through a bit of a correction there. And so what he's talking about, if you guys don't know, you have stair step 1, right? And then you have maybe another stair step there. 2, 3, and then 4, and then we peak out, and then we end up going through a bit of a bear phase, right? Then we go through here, right? Bit of a fit, and then we start the stair step up. We go through these stair steps here. Stair step 1, stair step 2, stair step 3, and then we had stair step 4, and through stair step 4, that was when the market started to sort of peak out. That's just for you guys that are watching live anyway. For you guys that are not watching live, that's what the conversation is we're having. That's what we're talking about here right now. It's the third, and I've always found that it's 3 to 4 stair steps in the markets there. So, and then you get that. Sometimes longer, so you never want to utilize that as, oh, it's going to come now, because sometimes it won't. Sometimes you'll get 5 and 6 stair steps. So you always want to wait for it to actually then break the low. But that's where and we've already had this correction period through here. And then we come back up, correction period, come back up. This is stair step number 1. We probably still have another good 6 months of upside movement, guys. I'm telling you right now. Maybe, depending on how fast that happens as well too. Did you buy deep in the money? I actually bought TT. For me, I bought 2 options. My big position is in the money, and then I actually also bought way out of the money options as well, which is a very risky. I'm risking 100% on that. But if this does form out, and I bought plenty of time as well too. So I bought over 6 months worth of time. If I'm right about what I see, I'm going to make an absolute fortune. If I'm wrong, well, then I'm probably going to lose 100% of my out of the money options there, which is not a big position for me anyway. But my big position is in the money option. So that's what I did myself. I bought 2 really big position in the money, and then a much smaller position out of the money. So my out of the money option, that's actually slightly down still right now, my out of the money option. But my in the money option is up about 40%. So I think so anyway. I haven't checked it. So that's what I see happening in the stock market, guys. And this is where it's so important to understand why I've been saying what I've been saying about the Russell, where a lot of people will just, look at this here. Same thing for the Russell as well too. If we look at the Russell, look what the Russell's been doing. The Russell's been doing nothing. Now what's happening? The exact same thing. It's the exact same pattern, right? Market goes up, pulls back, strong moving average, we bounce, and then away we go again. It's the same thing. So this is where, for you guys, one thing that helps me as a trader, a professional trader follows a trading approach with trading rules, the same thing every single day. And that's where I'm teaching you the things that I use every single day, whether I'm looking at an individual stock or a cryptocurrency or a foreign exchange pair or something like that. It's all the same thing. It's nothing new. So that's what I see what happened in the stock market, guys. And that's where, like, there's nothing here to say, like, there's absolutely nothing here to say we're topping out right now. There's not even a warning sign of us going down. And now you know what I've used, which is 2 simple rules, and why I've been right about the stock market the last month, and why there's been so many overwhelming majority of people have been wrong. And it's not, I'm not trying to come up with an idea. That's the differences. A lot of people, they're trying to come up with ideas like, well, it's going to peak out now and it's going to top right now. And because of the debt or the inflation or whatever, they're trying to come up with an idea of why it's going to happen. Where I look at the chart and I look at the market, and the market will tell me when I should be worried. And right now, there's not even a warning sign of it going down. So play ball with the bull. Hence, I actually am right now. Same with the look at the Dow Jones. Same thing. It just pulled back and now we're bouncing back up again. So and I know this sounds pretty simple, guys, for you guys that are watching. That's what allows me to do really well from as a trader. I remove all this other crap that doesn't matter, that doesn't actually make a difference to my trading, and I simplify it. Simplify the process. So, yeah, so that's what I see there happening with the stock market there, guys. Now, one of the big things that I do see from just an overall cycle point of view is what I see coming next year is, for 2026, I see this big move coming. So ES, NASDAQ, like this is the NASDAQ chart here, right? When the NASDAQ chart breaks out, there's a projection up there around about the 34,000 level on the NASDAQ. ES, as we know where ES is about that 8,500 level there, maybe even higher. So we see that through there. When it comes to gold and silver, I believe we're getting ready for that last little push or that last little move. And again, I don't know where it's going to be. Is it going to be 5,000? I don't know where. But then maybe it's going to happen later next year. But then when we do get that really big correction out of the stock market, which I do believe is going to come on the other side of what's happening now, then yes, gold and silver are going to really get hit hard. And unfortunately, if you see what's happening with silver right now, it's gone parabolic. We talked about this before, but if you're looking to get into silver now because you're FOMOing, it's probably one of the worst decisions you're doing. Because you don't know where it's going to stop. Is it going to stop here? Or are you going to be right and it's going to go to 100? That's always, and you can see here, history says that when this thing stops, and I don't know when it's going to be, I don't like trading based off that. And so that's a bit of an update. Through 2026, what we're going to get is we're going to get probably going to see this continuation in the stock market, continuation gold and silver, and then there's going to come a tipping point where everything's going to start to get hit really hard. And then, yes, then we should be worried about a big drop. Silver and gold are going to get hammered as well too. Now, one of the things out there though, and one thing that I see happening through that time is we're going to get a shifting of interest rates. So if I bring up the 10-year, oh my goodness. So if I bring up the 10-year here, this is what I see happening with the interest rates. Right? So this is the 10-year. So I expect to see the interest rates over the next, say, probably even 12 months come down. Now, this is not, I'm not saying this is going to come down to, like if we open this right up here, I'm not saying this is going to this is going to come down to here. It may not. It's just an overall pattern of what I see coming. I see the market rates still continue to come down. It may only go down to this support level through here and then bounce. But then I do see then when that comes, then there's going to be a massive inflationary, like, yes, there's going to be printing of money and inflation, and we're going to see and then we're going to see the interest rates into the 2030s start to really skyrocket. But for now, for the next 12 months, I see interest rates continue to slowly come down. So that's the 10-year there. And this is the projection that I see happening here. If I go to the 30-year, we're looking at the same type of thing as well too, right? So this is the 30-year. This is the 30-year here. In fact, let me just bring on the daily charts here. So what I see happening right now, we're already starting to break below these major levels through here. I'm just seeing what it does through here. Therefore, these interest rates are probably going to start to continue coming down into next year. That there, and the same for the 2-year. The 2-year is just, look at the 2-year. The 2-year is just, we've just been holding here. So once the 2-year breaks, we're probably going to see a big drop to the downside. And the Fed normally, this Fed's funds rate normally follows along with the 2-year from there. So we're in a cutting cycle. We're in a cutting environment. Now, there's a question there about TMF. I don't know. Remember, TMF position for me, and I'm in TMF right now. I'm actually underwater. I'm actually losing some money right now. Now, I'm losing money now, but I'm not really cared about now because I know where things are going for the next 12 months. As things continue to move over the next 12 months, we see things starting to shift here. So the TMF trade was never about getting in now and then start to see a really big move right now. It was all about getting in because I wanted to be in it. So over the next 12 months, as this thing unfolds, we're likely to see the rates come down, and then we're going to start to see things like TMF and TLT start to have a nice rise from here. But I don't know how that's going to happen. TMF could continue down now. I'm really confident, and that's where like my investment in this and even my option position is 12 months. It's just over. It's around about 12 months. It's 1 year worth of option on this one. So I bought it as an investment, and also I've gotten a 1 year option on this one. The reason why is because it may take 6 months for this thing to really 6, 7, 8 months, maybe, but that to really click into gear, and we end up at 80 or whatever from there. I don't know how that's going to play out. I just want to be in it. So as it's happening, it might even start to happen in the second quarter of next year. So that's the position of TMF. TMF was never about get in now and it's going to start to make a big rally now. TMF to me was about getting involved with it. So over the next 12 months, as this thing starts to unfold, what I'm showing you right now, then we could start to see TMF start to rise, interest rates come down. Like we know the interest rates are going to come down. They're already starting to slowly come down now. And especially next year and so on and so forth. We know the interest rates are coming down. We just don't know how long and how it's going to happen. And so that's what the whole TMF trade is all about. All I do know is I'm really confident, even from my investment point of view, is there's going to come a time for even buying it right now, there's going to come a point in time where we're going to see a nice rise out of TMF, and we're probably going to see an 80 or 100 print. And when that happens, I'm going to make at least 100% return on my investment. And my options are probably going to be up multiple 100% return. So my job is just to put it in there, which I have, and let it go. And just know there's going to come a point in time next year where I'm going to start to really pull out a nice, good position based off that, which is going to add to another good year for me next year. So the overall trajectory, guys, there's going to be a lot of pain that's probably going to come next year as well. because as the people who are not using techniques to utilize getting involved with these markets, um, unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of pain because they're going to be a lot of people, a lot of individuals who trade the markets. There's going to be a lot of FOMOing trades. Like right now, I'm already starting to see it right now with the stock market. It was just a month ago, people calling me an idiot about like overwhelming majority of comments were negative. That no, the market's going to go down, it's going to crash. And again, like you guys have no idea what we're talking about. There's not even a warning sign here. And now I'm already starting to see it from down the bottom here when I started saying it. Now, in the last couple of days, I'm starting to get people like, "Oh, John, should I buy call options now? And how far out? And what should I buy?" I'm like, "What?" They're chasing the market now, and it's always they're on the wrong foot from there, which is quite interesting to see. So, never, ever FOMO into the market. So when it comes down to all these markets, guys, there's gonna be really big volatile swings next year. Really big moves in gold and silver in the mining sector. Big moves in the stock market on both sides. There's going to be a really big move up, and there's going to be a really big move down. And the FOMO. People that are probably going to be chasing the markets are going to be chasing it all the wrong way. And so when it comes down to one of the big markets out there that I see a lot of people sort of FOMOing into the markets there, and that's obviously Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now, I know this sounds really simple, guys. Look at this here. Look at this. High, low, came down. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, and we broke the low, came down. Now, if we rally back up and the moving average is coming back down to here, well, then Bitcoin's probably going to get on the downside as well too. So right now, it is definitely, especially the cryptocurrencies, guys. Don't be looking at what do I say here? For me, I'm not involved with the cryptocurrencies at all. I don't understand it. I don't have any idea about it. I don't know how it really works. Is it like I am not involved with it at all. I'm involved with gold, silver, and the mining sector because I see what that's likely to be over the next 5 years. I see big moves coming in gold. After the cycle, big move up now, late next year, maybe a really big correction out of the metals and miners, and then following then a really big move on the other side. I can see that with the cycles. I don't understand with cryptocurrencies. And I've always seen the cryptocurrencies being one big just atomic bomb about to blow up. Because it seems like just anyone can create a token or a coin or something like that, and people can invest with it. And they can't get in trouble because it's just like they can say whatever they want to say. So that cryptocurrencies and token creation, anyone could do it. And we saw this with the hot tour girl. So to me, on a big sort of cycle thing, I see the pain that we've been seeing in the cryptocurrencies is just the start. There's been millions and hundreds of millions of dollars being wiped away now, and a lot more in the cryptocurrency space. Like look at Ethereum. So even with Ethereum just being doing this from here, and so that's therefore for me, guys, I don't get involved with just a hope or a wish. I can't do that. And I do see that the world of the cryptocurrencies and the world of these tokens and all these crypto coins and like it's This whole thing is an atomic bomb that's going to blow up in people's face. And I'm just sensing that when this really does hit the fan, there's going to be so many people that are going to lose a lot of money. Meaning when the stock market finally does peak out and we go through a really big 20, 30% correction. And that is coming. Right? The same for the gold. I see gold having a good 30% correction. Not now. We're still probably going to have a lot more upside to come. And the same for the cryptocurrencies. There's going to be a completely, and then all these people here, and there's just so much building up, and the AI stocks that's happening, and the stock market, everything is just, there's so many people involved with these markets. And again, the cryptocurrencies, the big warning sign for me around the cryptocurrencies has just been, this is an atomic bomb that's going to really blow up. Because like, I still don't understand it. And so therefore I'm not even going to trade it. Like, no, that's not true. I will trade it, but in long-term investments, like I did trade Ethereum last year, made a nice move, but it was based off a trading strategy. And I was in it for a couple of months and that was it. But apart from something else. And so my recommendations, guys, is that just be prepared, right? Look at what's happening right now. There's going to be, like, I see what's happening in the cryptocurrencies, like what happened in the .com days. What I mean is when the .com crash happened, most of those .com companies went under, destroyed, gone, ziz, nada. That's what's going to happen again with the cryptocurrencies. There's just a whole bunch of crap out there. And and everyone is launching these things. And I'm just like, how is this even possible? Like, I don't get it. And again, the big warning sign for me was, I think it was this year or last year or whatever, when the Hot Tour girl created a coin. I'm like, what the hell is this? And people are investing in it. I'm like, do you guys have a brain? Like, seriously. But then again, I understand that there's like this get rich quick scheme thing. And, I want to make money really fast. And then they're blown up on their face. And they wonder why they're losing money. It's like, it's so there for me, guys, I'm just honest with you. I have nothing to do with investments, with the cryptocurrencies at all. Nothing. I'm not involved with it. I am trading it, but I'm trading it based off a pattern. I'm getting in and holding it for a couple of weeks or a couple of months and then getting out and taking it and then moving. But now, FYI, that's Bitcoin and Ethereum. All that other stuff out there. Now, I want to talk about something here that I think is just, it still blows my mind about the crap that's out here about XRP. Do you know how much crap I can continue to hear about XRP? What is the story with XRP? I just don't get it. For years and years and years, there's this whole, John, the banking system and then the adoption of XRP, and I just don't get it. Why are people so simple? Like, they're reading these things and the years and years and years of about XRP going to the moon because of the adoption of this thing. Is like, XRP is a piece of poo. So what are you doing? It's a piece of poo. But John, there's adoption of the banking system. Does that mean it's going to go up? Surely it's going to go up. Really? And there's this thing out there. So XRP is just, yeah. It's so again, guys, like, it's the reason why I do well as a trader, guys. Like, I do well as an investor too. I have a long-term investment portfolio, which FYI, it's basically just metals and miners. If you want to keep it simple there. I have done for 5 years. It's now the last couple of years that portfolio is making a lot of money, but the first 3 years it didn't. Bit of honesty there. And even from trading wise, guys, like, I am not going to trade something based off like an idea or a tip or something like that. It's just not going to It's not going to be. Just don't do that, right? So never, ever, 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 ever place a trade because you read a white paper or a story or whatever, an idea about something happening. And always utilize rules. Like I told you guys with my S&P 500 trade, my SPY trade, I did it because that's my rules. Like the foundations to my rules is I'm trading, like my checklist is that. Rule number 1 is what's the trend? Rule number 2 is what's the momentum doing? And then I have some other rules, wait for a bit of a pullback and so on and so forth. So I'm utilizing my rules, my trading approach, even when I'm trading the S&P 500. So, and that's majority of my trading. Now, about 10% of my trading, I do things like TMF, where I'll get in and I'll hold it for 12 months, or maybe even 6 months, depending on how it all plays out. Crypto, remember the FTX crash? No backing to any of it. Just a bunch of schmoes trading with each other. They call them shit coins for a reason. Yeah. Yeah. Just don't do it, guys. Just don't do it. It's just not worth it. Now, again, you guys, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm just letting you know what I'm doing, and you guys do it in it. I'm not in any of these coins right now because guess what? What I'm seeing from a big picture perspective, a 10,000 foot view, is there's something coming in the next few years that's going to create a big washing away effect. You just see it happening. There's too much investments going on in the individual public and all these crap coins out there. Now I'm seeing some other people that I know on the internet, and they've just created a token, and now you can invest in that. Run the other way. Do not get involved with it. It is an atomic bomb. And as you've seen, especially when you're trading these low liquid coins and tokens and stuff, that's when you get the complete wipeout really quickly. That's when in one day you can see like 100% or 80% drop because they're light, they're thinly traded. But yeah. And so what's going to happen there, you can just see it happening, is in the next really big recession, and that may be even late next year, after this really big strong move that I see coming, when that comes, man, there's going to be so much pain in the stock market, so much pain in gold and silver in the mining sector. And then like even from the actual the cryptocurrencies. And then there's going to be like just so much pain, and you're going to see all these cryptocurrencies just completely get liquidated and going under and zero and all that sort of stuff. And it's just a recipe for disaster. And that's for I just don't touch any of it. It's like it's just not for me, not for me. And the only market that I see doing really well through that period is the bond market. We're going to start to guess what's going to happen? They're going to print money. They're going to pull the interest rates down. They're going to buy the bonds and blah, blah, blah. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? We could see that happening. We just don't know when. That's why my TMF position is in play. I'm not trying to time the market. I just know probably over the next 12 months, we're probably going to see something like that. And as that happens, rates come down, bonds market go up, all that sort of stuff. Until then, that's that position. I put it to the side, right? And that's why the TMF position is there, because I see that coming. And then as everything's coming down, we're going to get a supersonic move back to the upside with the bond market. Just give me a sec, guys. Just give me a sec. Alrighty, guys. I'm back now. Man, I'm sore. Alrighty. So that's what I wanted to cover with you guys today. If you guys got any questions or anything you want me to cover, just let me know, guys. But I wanted to give you some things, what my outlook is for 2026. So you've got a bit of an outlook of what I see coming through 2026, why I'm positioned the way I'm positioned. So initially, I see big moves coming in, possibly still even silver and gold in the mining sector and the stock market. That's why I'm positioned the way I am for the stock market, but only for the next 6 months of the stock market. I'm positioned in TMF right now. So as this thing unfolds, what we're talking about here through next year, I'm already going to be in it. So whenever it starts to pick back up from there, and like I'm not trying to time it, I just want to be in it. So when it happens, I'm going to make a lot of money. That's that whole TMF position there for all of next year, as well too. And my whole thoughts on the cryptocurrency, guys, it is just a recipe for disaster. There's an atomic bomb happening. And there's no way I'm personally getting involved with that. Trading wise, I will trade it, but even when it comes to trading, my whole trading would be Bitcoin and Ethereum, and all that sort of stuff from there. So I had a question about uranium. 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 So uranium is actually still pretty low from here. So I wouldn't be too surprised if uranium actually started to pick back up and we're in for another move. We've had a big move up, holding through here. Yeah. So yeah. I want to. One of the things, guys, that helps me with my trading is this one. When I started answering this one simple question, things really started to change for my trading in a positive direction. What is the one or the handful of patterns? I'm saying it. Okay, 7777. I'm saying it. I'm going to get to your things here in just a minute. So just let you know, I'm seeing your comments, but I'm going to get to them. I'm just trying to finish my thoughts here. So I'll get to that. I'm saying it, mate. One of the things, guys, when it comes to trading the markets is this, okay? If you really want to be successful long-term out of the markets, you'll notice it's got nothing to do with trying to come up with an idea. When I started answering this one simple question, actually, well, two simple questions. The first simple question was this. Let me see. I want to bring this up to here for you guys, okay? So let me just, I'm going to pause you for a minute, because what I want to do is then now I want to go to, I want to bring up my PowerPoint here for a minute. Right. This is that actually want to be serious about long-term success in trading, and you're not just looking for a, get rich quick scheme, because this doesn't. Let me go to, this is my equity curve. That was actually back in October. Anyway, when I started asking here. So this is why I wanted to bring this slide up for you guys here, okay? When professional trading for me is this, okay? Firstly, when I started asking the question, what are we looking for in a good setup? Once I started to ask that question and I started getting answers to that question, that was the starting point. Right? That's the starting point. And what I mean by that is this. A lot of traders aren't professional and don't make good money long-term out of these markets because they're trading based off an idea. Well, I think inflation's going to do this, and Ukraine's going to do this, and the yen carry is going to do this. So therefore, the stock market's going to do this, and they're coming up. They're coming up with, the, they're coming up with an idea, and every day there's a new idea. I can't trade based off that. I want to have a massive probability that this year is going to be another successful year, which it has been, right? I know that, but my coaching clients are just, I'm so proud of them. Again, my coaching program's closed, guys, so you can't get access to it right now. I'm not trying to sell you that. I'm just pointing out that there. And so my trading really started to go into doing really well financially every single year. Once I started to say, what am I actually even looking for in a good setup? And let me try to find those. And that's actually, by the way, this is a bit of a template here. Right. If you go to johnsfreegift.com and get access to that book that I give you, which, by the way, the book is amazing. It's going to really help you when it comes to the mindset. Bit of a Christmas gift. I give you a video on the very next page after you put your name and email address in. And that video walks you through my actual trading system. What am I looking for a good trading setup to get you started now? I'll teach you for free. But here's the thing. When my trading really started to take off was this second question here. What are we looking for in a good setup that has the potential of making a big move? It's not an idea. It's a pattern that repeats. This is the big thing here for you guys. All right? Merry Christmas, by the way, everyone. Merry Christmas. I'm trying to share with you that if you want, right? Why are you removing your messages for, man? I'm noticing you're removing your messages for. You want me to answer your message, but you're removing them for. I don't know why. It's crazy. If you want me to help you out, then don't remove your messages. So I won't be able to help you out. This is when everything started to go for another level for me, right? Because I'm no longer guessing, is this a good trade? I know because it's the same pattern that repeats again and again and again and again and again in the markets. Right? And so therefore, if you actually want 2026 to be a good year for you, if you've had a bad year this year, I promise you've had a bad year because of one simple thing. You don't even know what you're looking for in a good setup. And you're approaching your trading from an idea. Well, and you're coming up with an idea and taking a trade, and then try to come up with another idea and then taking a trade. Because trading is all about probability. I know that there's a massive probability if I get situation number one here that I'm going to make a nice profit. I know that if I get situation number two, which is this point right here, this one right here, if I get into the trade and it's a nice successful trade for me, I'm going to make a big profit. Now, a big profit, what I mean by that is this one here, I could make 30, 50%, maybe 100% on a nice good move that might last a week or two. These setups here, when they come around, they're likely to last a couple of months and I can pick up a good 200-300% return on my options. But it's the same pattern. I'm not looking for something new. It's a repeatable thing. So this is where like a lot of traders get it mixed up. They actually want to be professional traders, but then they're doing a non-professional thing, trying to come up with an idea. Trading is all about probability. And so therefore, if I got 10 of these trades here and I knew that I was only 50-50 right, I'm going to have a really successful year. Because I know the really successful trades are going to make 300% return as example. So if I took 10 trades of situation number two, say next year, I'm probably going to pick up a good 200-400% return. Took 10 trades, say a 50-50 win-loss ratio. Now it's more than that, but 50% win-loss ratio. The other 50%, I might lose 20, 30%. See how the numbers work. And at the end of the year, I've had a successful year because I've approached my trading like that. I have successful years now because 80+% of my trades are based off systems and patterns and that I just simply repeat again and again. It's the same trading approach. So if you are like most traders and you're actually struggling in the markets there, I promise you it's because you're not doing this one simple thing here, right? Now, here's the thing though. This is when it starts to get into the next level that most traders don't talk about. And one of the reasons why I'm a coach. Why most traders don't do really well out of trading is step one, they don't even have this as a foundation of what they're looking for. They're coming up with an idea. There's no probability of that. And most of their ideas is wrong, right? So that's step number one. Step number one is there's no foundation to their success because it's all that probability, right? Even situation number two, I want to have, which is a high probability, I want to have a massive probability I'm going to make a profit. And then I can go from there. But that probability doesn't come out on one trade. It comes out with a basket of trades, right? 5, 10 trades, so on and so forth. You start to see the probability through that there. So the first thing is why I find most people don't do well out of trading is because one, they don't even know what they look for, right? And now then the second part, which is that now the second part's even the harder part. It's trade selection, 1, trade management, 2. The trade management is always the hardest part. So people don't even have phase number 1, which is trade selection. Do you even know what to look for? The answer is no. That's where you should be at. Don't be entering the market based off an idea or a tip. But then when you know, then trade management all comes back down to how do you manage the trade to try to let the profits run and cut the losses short. That's a skill in itself. How do you go? Because you're going through these, one, what to look for in the charts that help you identify how do I manage this trade properly. Then secondly, now you're trying to manage your own emotions. You know, the fear of having a loss. Controlling that, right? If it goes against you for a couple of days, how are you going to control your emotions? How do you know when to get out? When you're in a really nice profit, the fear of losing the profit now starts to kick into play. So this is where most traders don't do well out of trading because they've got a whole umbrella of things that they're not even working on every day. And every year they're working, there's nothing here about trade selection, trade management. Trade selection, trade management. And if you start to work on that, that's when you start to become into the top % of traders who actually do well as traders. Because most of your trades throughout the year are on the same patterns that you look for, trade selection. But then also when you're in the trade, you're working on the trade management side of things, which is how to let the profits run, controlling your emotions, not letting your fear get in place, not letting greed kick into place, all that sort of stuff. And so this is why, again, if you actually want next year to be a really, really good year for you, one, that's why I have a coaching program. Again, I'm not trying to promote my coaching program. It's not actually open right now. But these are the answers. These are the questions you need to be asking yourself, and then having a disciplined process to not be looking at shiny objects, because that's the secret sauce. Because if you guys have been around for a while, you know there's no secret sauce out there. Okay. So when the chart falls below the previous low on the weekly chart, does that automatically mean the uptrend is over? Yes. Yes, it does. But it doesn't mean No, the uptrend's over. A higher lows are upward trends. If it's no longer making a higher low, the uptrend is over for now. It can resume later, of course, but for now, it's there. It's over. Now, just because the uptrend is over doesn't mean we're going to get a big drop either. It may just go sideways for a while. And there you are, removing your message again, man. What are you doing, man? Seriously. Simple rules. 1, higher highs. Removing all your messages again. You want me to help you or what? And 2, fear and greed index. But what if the pullback falls below the previous low, but then the low is still higher than the lows before? I'm referring to the weekly chart. Yeah, no. Just you're overcomplicating it now. If the market makes high lows on the weekly chart and the last recent low is broken, then that's all that matters. What that tells you is what that tells you is that's the warning sign to tell you that we could be starting a downward movement. That could be a bear market where it starts to make these lower lows, lower highs, or we could get a nice good correction. Remember, the tariff situation was like a black swan event. We're not going to get that. Even remember 2008, if you look at 2008, even 2008 did what? It's the same thing, right, guys? It's like it's nothing new. Lows, high lows, high lows, high lows, high lows, high lows, high lows. Broke the low there. Then we started what? Down, lower highs, lower highs. There. Remember, that's what a crash really is. Don't think a crash is that's it. It's gonna go right. 2008 stock market crash wasn't a bear market. That's all. That's what it really is. It's down. It's up for a few months. Down, up, and then you get some strong selling periods from there. So that's all that means. It's just a warning sign. What are your thoughts on the AI stocks? Do you think big money is going back into them? Maybe. Lately, they've been getting crushed, though. It's actually an interesting point you say that, because if you look at a lot of these AI companies, they haven't actually been doing quite well. So the narrative that I know a lot of people would have traded on is, oh my goodness, that's the Mag 7. They're the people, and we heard the stories of it. That's dragging the market up, and it's only the Mag 7 dragging the market up and all that sort of stuff. Not now, no. Trend has changed. What helped you with your patience? What helped me with my patience was, and still is, knowing that most of the time when I take a trade that is not with any rules, or I'm just an idea, that most of the time I'm going to lose money. So it was just pain of doing that. And then not only that, but then it was the pain of the regret of why I took those trades. And then it was then when a really good trade did come around that met the pattern that I was looking for, I wouldn't take that because now I'm scared of having a loss. And that went on and made a profit. And everything was upside down. And I did this year after year. I've been trading the markets for 20 years. And I did this year after year after year after year. And then I started realizing that if I actually want to be good at this thing, then then I need to yeah, I need to be okay with this and understand that, but then also starting to understand that there are seasons to your trading, seasons throughout the year. So you have a 12-month year. You have a 12-month year. Throughout that 12-month year, every single week and every single month, is going to be different than the others, right? So January, it might look different to you than February and March, right? Because the opportunities that you see that meet some sort of plan, which unfortunately most people don't even have, they're going to differ, right? Some months, like for me, with the way that I trade, like I might have a couple of months with no trades, and then bam, out of nowhere, have 3 or 4 really good trades. Like that actually happened this year. A couple of months with no trades, and then for about 6 months, I had, man, 500% return, 250% return, 280% return, 300% return. Like boom, boom, boom. These really big profits. But that come off the back of that 6-month period of all these big, bam, 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 really big profits for me. Prior to that, was a really good 3-4 months of really just not much going on. There's a few trades there, but there wasn't anything big. So 3-4 months of not much going on, and then bam, out of nowhere, I made a lot of money from all these trades that come. And that's the same whether you're day trading or whatever. That's the whole thing from there. Remember, I'm a swing trader too, guys. Right? I'm a swing trader. I don't believe like. I'm always trying to make big profits and small losses. To make a really big profit, you need to be able to be in it for a little while, right? Not just a day. You need a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Let the big trend unfold and then capitalize on a big profit on that one trade. A lot of traders are trying to make these small profit, small profit, small profit, small profit, and it never works. Small profit, big loss, small profit, big loss. For me, I'm always looking for those trades that I could be in for a couple of months, hold it, have a really big profit, multiple 100% return on my option. I have a handful of those trades per year, and I'm really, really happy. Last week I bought $1,400, 25 ounces worth of sterling silverware at an estate sale for only $32. The question is, how did I do it? I'll tell you how. Good job, man. Ha ha ha. Keep it simple. Buy silver ETF and keep it long term. Long term. Okay, cool. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that is it for me today. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy New Year. I hope some things that I've said in today's video has helped you out. And guess what? There's so many amazing opportunities out there, guys, that can make so much money for you. The question is, do you know what to look for in a good high quality setup that's likely to do that? If the answer is no. That's where you need to start to go down the rabbit hole of trying to find that and answer those questions from there. So anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll speak to you guys real soon.